Hello everyone and welcome back to episode number 2 of Consolero Town. We are here in a mini-series of Planet Coaster Console Edition, and you can see since there are, there's over a week in between the first and the second episode, you can tell that I'm taking that a little bit more slow. However, I'm nearly done, so we have 2 or even 3 more episodes on this coming up, and today we're building a Minetrain Coaster. So what we are going to witness today in this video is basically the build of the layout and also the mountain and kind of the nature around, and the next episode will be focused on building and the queue area and stuff around there, and then I think the last one is going to focus on mainly what is going on for the finalization of this area. I'm gonna upload this to the PlayStation Network Frontier Store, so you can get it either on your PlayStation 4 or 5, depending on what system you're on. And also, let me just mention before we jump into today's build, yesterday I uploaded a gigantic all-in-one tutorial. There is a little bit of a problem with the rendering. It went a little bit wrong. I'm gonna fix that and I'm gonna re-upload this tomorrow, but bear with me. It's just the first 30 to 40 seconds, which my mistake was simply I recorded in 25 FPS. I don't know why. Well, I do know why. Mainly when I record my time lapses, I always record in 25 FPS because I speed them up anyway, so I don't need more FPS than that to make it a smooth experience for you later, and it kind of saves me a lot of hard drive space, but I just forgot to change it when I was doing the recording. I didn't notice that in my Premiere file, so it's totally on me, so sorry for that. I'm going to fix this. However, if you are new to the game and you don't know what is going on and what you should do and what not, I highly recommend the all-in-one tutorial for you, because that helps you a lot. So you can just jump over. It's gonna linked in this video, and you can do this. Now, this build over here, this Minetrain Coaster, has been done during the most crazy live stream I ever had. I was hosted on a front page of Frontier, of Twitch, by Frontier. And oh boy, that was crazy. At the peak, we had 23.6 thousand people watching live. Yeah, let that sink in. 23.6 thousand people watching live. That was just incredible. Even though, for those of you who know how front page works, it's not that these people really have been actively in stream. They have seen me on front page, and just like, let's say 10% of them, or maybe not even, have actively watched it. But we made like 200 follows in this hour, a lot of subs and stuff. So I'm really happy, because that really grows the channel a lot, and it gave this game and me, in this kind of sense, a little bit of exposure that it deserves, and really that the game at least deserves. I don't know about me, but it just works, and people were really looking at it, and yeah, I was just very happy because the stream really went super well. It was pretty intense, to be honest, but we still did some stuff, and this is crazy. We still had some progress, and we are building basically a very generic Minetrain layout here. So it's not going to be very crazy. It's actually also a bit short for the Minetrain things. We have 2 lift hills. Some Minetrain coasters even feature 3 lift hills, but we're going to feature this as a 2 lift hill variant. We have a few ups and downs. We have a few helixes that are pretty similar. We have a little bit of a zigzag left-right kind of things, and then basically we just have a normal little snaky layout through a little canyon area. So very generic stuff here. But again, I'm not sure if this is because I built a good coaster or if it's the game, but I have to say the smoothing afterwards was surprisingly good. So I have no idea, like really, I even asked, but I have no idea if Frontier did a little bit of adjustment to the smoothing. If you guys have played a little bit more already and you can compare it, please let me know. I certainly have no freaking idea if so or not. I just had the feeling it felt a lot more easy to smooth the coaster out in the way I wanted it to. So it just turned out to be great. But it might also be the Minetrain. I haven't built that many Minetrains in the PC version of this game, so it might also be just that. But also the Kiddie Coaster seemed to be very fluid and smooth after we did some smoothing in the tutorial. So yeah, it might actually be, but again, this is just me guessing. In case you guys know better, let me know in the comments down below. But for the moment being, I'm just very happy how it turned out. Also, we have this lake in front of this build. So the whole idea about this Minetrain Coaster and this park was just to showcase all things in the console version. And I just wanted to well, it's not only for you, it's actually also for me, that I wanted to showcase to myself what is possible in the console version of this game. Because obviously, truth to be told, I'm a PC gamer, and I will potentially also go back to the PC variant of this game, and I will also ask you guys to let me know in the comments down below if you want to see some of my builds again that I've done in the past, because there have been so many people joining this channel lately and over the course of the last year where Planet Coaster honestly hasn't been playing that big of a role. So let me know, please guys, if you want to see some of my old projects just for inspiration for this thing over here. Just let me know, because there's quite a lot of unfinished stuff I have that I can share with you guys. And maybe it really acts as a little inspiration for the console players that are just new into the community. Let me know in the comments down below, and I can decide upon that. And yeah, just back to this project over here. I wanted to really show myself that there is a limit or not, and I found there is. Basically the limit is time. That's the limiting factor here. I think in terms of capabilities, in terms of how the UI functions and what you can do in the game, really, there is not really a limit to what you can do, except having the limit of the piece count, obviously. But if you go on a smaller scale, like doing like a one-off project with a coaster area and then do some flat rides and a lot of nature and stuff, it just pretty much works. And I gotta say that I'm surprisingly happy with this park in the end, so I can already tell, because it's mostly done. So yeah, I mean, technically you can do everything. It's just really that it takes a little bit longer for me, because some of the, like, even though the controls are pretty damn well, especially when it comes to like building the coaster and stuff, I would even say that building this coaster didn't really take me longer than on the computer. Like, honestly, it really wasn't that big of a deal if I do it with the controller or not, because again, the UI just works very well. It might be a split second faster on the computer with mouse and keyboard, but you can use mouse and keyboard anyway, so I don't know, that works still. The only thing that I found a little bit more finicky with the controller was building the building, actually. But as soon as you have like some blueprints and you can copy them around, there's also not that much more efficiency loss that in comparison to the computer version. So I really think the only big difference in building and stuff in the game will be the movement later on, because clearly with mouse and keyboard you can just pin and point things a little bit quicker, just simply because you don't need to move the whole viewport over there. You can just go, drag, and do. But I think for people that have very much learned on, or like very much they lived and grew on consoles, and they're very, very good in the steering on the controller, I think they will love it. I think they will be very much up to speed in no time, because just the game steers and controls very fluidly on the controller. Some of the menus have a little bit of a, it just takes some time to navigate through the menus with the controller, which is just natural. But I think in general, again, you can really build a lot of great stuff. And I think taking this time limitation into consideration, plus the piece limit, yes, there is definitely a limit in here what you can do, but I think people will be enjoying this game quite a lot. However, I do also have some, after now playing this game for a couple of days, I really have that little bit of, I don't know, there is something lacking that for me to give it a 100% full recommendation. I still would say, if you guys have a computer at home that can run the game, get the computer version. You just have so much more opportunities in getting TMTK options, in getting DLCs and stuff. And I mean, the fact that you only have 2 DLCs included in the console version, for me personally was a little bit of a surprise, and not like the best surprise ever, simply because I was used so much to the DLC items that I already had in the game that I was hoping personally that I find these all in here, which I don't now. I mean, it's a welcome addition that you have both of the ride DLCs included, which is already, to be honest, like a huge leap forward from the original base version of the game. If you would now get the base version of the game for computer, which also is cheaper, by the way, but if you get that one, you do lack those 2 classic rides collections, which in fact is, I think, in total like 11 rides. So I think it was 3 coasters and 8 flat rides that you're missing out on. So that's quite a number. So it's really nice that they pumped this base version up a lot. But still, I really would have loved to see all the DLCs at least available at start. I mean, I can understand this from a money point of view, that you cannot put everything in because that would like a very unfair comparison. But at least that you have the option to just purchase them right away and have like a full hyper collection for like 150 euros or something, which I think would be the added price. Or no, that's too much. I think 120 or something. I'm quite sure people would have loved to see that, because in fact it was like would be like the deluxe version over the course of 4 years with all DLCs included. So that would be great. But yeah, just that's my little bit of stuff. And then again, the piece count limitation is something we need to talk about again. As much as I hated it at the beginning, and I found the communication maybe a little bit disappointing, and I don't know, I'm a builder and I love pieces and I love a lot of pieces, so yeah, clearly that just kind of hit me a little. But playing the game a little bit more and seeing what the piece count actually is, I'm quite okay with it, simply because you want to still have a decent performance. Yes, I would have loved that they could have taken into account that people can play a game like that also on 30 FPS, and you don't necessarily need these stuck to 60 FPS, even though I think at the end you're at like 40 or something. But yeah, just in general, I think I can understand why they did it, to maintain a certain level of playability in terms of FPS and stuff. And again, as people have pointed out, maybe also because of PlayStation and Xbox having these limitations to make sure that games always run at a certain FPS, because it's kind of a selling point of these consoles that no matter which game you play, it runs well. And that would be strange if a game like that would just bring you into the situation of having a super laggy game simply because too cramped, so many rides and building pieces into one area. But just again, I think at the end of the day, I put like some very good 20-ish hours into this area here, and I'm still not above 30%. So if you just say 30 to 40 hours per park, I think that's a very nice amount of hours you can play in a park. And I would also doubt that people do a recreation of parks in the console version, because then again I would say, yeah, then the time factor and not having TMTK and just in general not being able to have all these kind of lovely things on a computer that you can have, like with putting the billboards in to build the coaster exactly how it is and stuff like that. So I think these kind of things are really a game-changing thing on computer, and why you wouldn't build like a gigantic thing in here. And I guess that's the reason why I'm quite okay with the piece limit at the end of the day. Surely I would have loved to see none, but there is one and it's fine, and people will survive it. That's my point now. But yeah, I'm well aware of why people are a little bit hung up on that, but this doesn't take away from how great the game is realized for the console. I just have to point that out, and not because I must or whatever. I was really positively surprised, and yeah, truth to be told, I did not expect me to build this all here. Sorry, I didn't expect that. I thought I would maybe do a tutorial or two and that's it, but no, I think it really deserves the attention, and so I'm putting that down. Talking of putting stuff down, you can see I'm building now the station building. You will see a bit of it this episode, and you will see the rest of it in the next episode. And as we are coming to the end of today's episode, let me just do a little outro talk, so to say, here. So I really enjoyed playing. I wanted to give you a bit of my feedback from what I've, experienced over the last couple of days in this game. And I really hope you guys appreciate me talking about this, so you have a better understanding of it. And if you want to catch me live building in Planet Coaster Console or in Planet Zoo, you know where to find me. The link to my channel is down below in the description. Follow over there, you get the notifications. And if you want to know exactly when, go to my Discord. There's also plenty of channels and plenty of people who love to help you in case you have even more questions to this game or other games that are featured on the channel. Make sure to join it. People are very helpful and lovely in there, so that would be awesome. And yeah, other than that, I can only stress again, if you guys like the content and you want to support, the easiest way, which is totally for free, is subscribing to the channel. If you haven't already, that would be amazing if you could do it. I really would love that. And yeah, I really hope you guys have a lovely time. I hope you guys will have a wonderful weekend, and I hope most of all that you guys stay safe and stay healthy in these times. That's the most important thing. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Have a good time, and I see you in the next one.